congratulations on Amber Alert. What a thrilling ride. And you give a performance that is full of such grit and grace, truly. So, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you loved it.
I did. Okay, so it follows your character Jaq and her rideshare driver Shane, who bravely decide to follow a car fitting the description of an Amber Alert. It's so inspiring watching, real life people just make consciously choose to help. Um, I'm curious, what made you fall in love with this project and Jaq on the page? And then what deepened that love during the filming process and getting more involved?
Well, I fell in love with the script. I fell in love with when I finished reading it, I was ashamed of myself. I went through a lot of moments of, oh my gosh, I've always thought I was a hero, and always tried my best to be one. But I realized that when that I too am was one of those people that when they got an Amber Alert, um, was of the mindset of the chances of me being the one to come across this car or find this child or anything helpful are slim to none. And and I just don't want to I want to block out and just pray that somebody finds this child and block out what could potentially happen to them. As we've heard from those few that have come back to us after years and finally found a way to escape. Um, and we don't want to believe that we walk amongst people that are capable of such horrors, but the truth is we do. And I felt like I needed to do it as not just a movie, but a PSA to
Mm-hmm.
get more people to change their mind, like this script had changed mine, and to turn that if they have it turned off on their phone, the alert turned off on their phone, turn it back on, and be of the mindset that that all I have to do, which is so easy, even if I'm in a hurry, is take a good look around me.
Right.
Just for a second, even if I'm driving, you're gonna hit a red light. Take a look around, see if you can see anything helpful. And if everyone, by making this movie, if we can get, I mean, everyone would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This everyone would mean this stuff would never happen, but more people to think that way, and realize, I might just be one person, but I might just be that one person.
Right.
um and then Jaq, she reminded me a lot of me, and I think it came from the experience of becoming a mother myself. I had a really tough birth, and I almost lost my life. But and I knew it. I was cognizant of it. But they pulled my child out, and I heard my daughter cry, and they put her on my chest, and I knew she was safe and she was healthy, and I was blessed. And then when I heard the doctor calmly say code crimson, I knew that meant that I was bleeding out.
Right.
And I remember looking up, and I just said, if it's my time to go, like I'm okay with that. Take me if you have to. Just make sure my child is healthy and watch over her. And I was at such peace with dying, that it shocked me. I did survive it, uh, but it was that woke up in inside of me that I would risk anything. I would risk my own safety, and be willing to die, in order to save the child,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
to save anybody.
right.
Like that instinct. There's people who see a car accident and the car catch fire and are the ones that just on instinct run out of their car and get and wrench that door open and pull the driver and sometimes children out. I know people like that. And then they, just as they're getting them out into safety, the car blows up.
Yeah.
And they come this close, but just I wanted to be one of those people. And the best thing that I can do is to play one of those people
Mhm.
and show other people that they can be that too, and to not think that they're just one person who can't make a difference. Because if everyone thought, the same way, we'd never find these children. If people started thinking, hold on, I can just take a minute, even though I'm in a hurry or whatever, to look
Right.
around and do my part, then we can stop this, a lot of these from things from happening.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. That was so beautifully said. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. And I have to tell you, everything that you just shared, I could feel so deeply through the screen. And I completely agree. I think that storytelling is one of the most powerful tools to educate, to create empathy for us as audiences to take a second to reflect on our own lives, to see ourselves and all of this. And that's exactly what this film and your performance do beautifully. And I
I
was
love hearing
really,
that. Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. And without giving too much away, but Jack does have a really heartbreaking backstory that we come to find out. Um, and she's put in some really traumatizing situations during the course of the film. But, what I found what I was in so much awe of, and this is really a testament to your performance, is to create these complexities of what Jack was going through because the pain, so much pain from her past was resurfacing, but it was also healing at the same time, being able to kind of help. Just talk to me about how that felt to kind of you know, to play all of those feelings and to really honor both her pain and her joy through this performance.
Well, we were, I'm not only a mother who now would do anything, would never think about myself if my child was in in harm's way. I would be willing, so willing to die, which is like, if you put it that way, it sounds kind of crazy, but it's what we live to do. That's our jobs. That awakes in us when we become parents. And I could imagine. I started filming this 3 months after my little brother had passed away, who, because I was his big sister, it was my job to protect him. And I felt like I failed. And I think that's exactly what Jack was feeling, was that she was going to be a mom, and she was the only person responsible for keeping her child healthy
Right.
and and growing inside of her, and the only person she could blame when she has this stillbirth and the child doesn't make it. So when this situation pops up, it's, I think, a moment of, I failed. I feel like a failure because I couldn't save my own child. So I will be damned if on my watch, if I can ignore this, and I will be damned if I let another child be harmed or hurt or killed on my watch.
Right. Right.
when I could do so. I need to make 100% sure that child, this is not the right car. There's no child in the back. Um, but and then when she finds out, I mean, it's like these instincts as humans that we are just born with.
Mm,
Um, these parts of our brains that aren't even activated,
mm,
like just light up and make you do things that you would never, without thinking, that you would never consider um, doing, would be terrified to do. And she just is so focused on, I'm saving this little girl. Even like at the end, like she's ready to take that bullet, but it's gonna go through her before
right.
he hurts. He's gonna have to take me completely out before he gets to her. And I'm
Right.
gonna do everything in my power.
Yeah, it's really so powerful, and thank you again for being so candid. And I think sharing is such a, again, it's so important on all these journeys for people to feel seen and to not feel shame. So thank you. That is so meaningful and important. I also want to
Nobody's alone.
exactly. And 100%. And it's really important to hear these stories, especially from people we admire, and to know that we're not alone. So thank you. Also, you executive produced this film. And
Did.
yes, which is so cool. I would love to see it. What have you learned about yourself as an artist through taking on this kind of like new and exciting role? And how has your perspective changed on creative possibilities for the future, producing more, maybe directing? Like, this is so exciting.
That just that films can be films and TV, what we watch can have what the effects they can have on people
Mhm.
are so much bigger. And at 35 years old, that's something that I could only begin to understand as an adult. That I wasn't just, when I was a kid, it was just nobody, there are people that don't love working with children. You
Right.
know, we got a lot of energy and some can be precocious um and easily go in and out of from character from running around the set to bawling their eyes out on
Right.
set. um and I just, realizing more and more the way that I watch shows and films is different now, and how much it characters have changed me that have been heroes.
Mm,
um and seeing the ugliness in other characters that are portraying real life people and what I never want to be, and what to watch out for. But I want to play characters that that have nothing to do with what I look like. Like
mm,
change, I'm willing to change everything about me more and more. Like dye my hair a different color, give me a prosthetic nose, like turn me. I want to be turned into a completely different human being from a different background, and have to really do my homework becoming that person, that character,
mm,
that people could never imagine me playing.
mm.
And sorry, that means putting the cheerleading costume away, unless it was something spectacular I could not, pass up. But that I have more options than I ever did before, and where there's a will, there's a way.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I read more books, and I find more characters, and I dream up and imagine um different characters and situations that I want desperately to play.
Yeah.
But I always want to do a project that has a message in it and a heart to it, and that will hopefully resonate with people, and come with a positive message that changes people, and can change the world over time.
Yeah, it's magic, isn't it? It's
It
like when
is
it
magic.
happens, it's magic. And I think about it all the time. I think about films or TV shows or whatever it was, stories that I watched as a kid that really like made such an impact on me positively, negatively. And I think of that all the time, like how important it is to have these representations, to see ourselves on screen. Because like there's so much shame that can be created when we see, portrayals that are one dimensional or that
Yeah.
just aren't truthful. And I think when we get more creatives like yourself who have so much experience behind the camera, behind the scenes, making these choices. It's so impactful and it's really exciting me for the future of filmmaking, of storytelling. And it's an exciting time.
It is. It is. And I mean, things from big to small, from the
Hmm.
story to the characters to the arc of it, getting that arc right,
Hmm.
and leaving the audience feeling a certain way,
Right.
kind of being able to learning how to control their emotions, um, and what makes all the difference in the world. Like, one of the things I love the most about this film is I've always felt like music drives can drive the emotions of the audience. It does drive the emotions of the audience, and it creates the tone of the scene that you're watching. And
Hmm.
I would always be yelling at the TV, going, either that's not the right music, because now I'm feeling this way when I should be feeling this way, and or why is there no music in this? Like, it needs music to direct us into how we are supposed to feel about this. And
Hmm.
it can either make or break a film like that. And the fact that Carrie thinks the same as me, and then the musical front, that when I saw it at the end, I didn't know what they were going to do musically,
Hmm.
but the music just brought it to life, uh,
Yeah.
for me. And I'll never create I will try to never create a project, whether I'm acting in it or not, that does not have the components, those small components in it, that take you on the ride.
Right. All the beautiful seasonings that make up a great story.
Exactly.
Well,
The
Hayden,
salt,
that's
the
my time.
pepper,
Yeah,
the,
exactly.
the garlic, the everything.
All of it, you need a little spicy, a little
A
this,
little
but
spicy, a little sweet, a little funny, a little this, a little that. Yes.
oh my gosh. Well, that's my time, but this was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for everything today. This was truly a treat.